They're downstairs. You're just gonna have to look for them, okay? Hi, honey. Can you hear me?
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, I'm working on my camera, so just give me a few minutes.
Yeah, I didn't turn on my camera yet. I thought, oh, wait. Okay, I
Yeah.
can now.
Hey y'all.
Hi,
Hey.
Hey,
Anita.
I'm Whitney from Over in Admissions. It's nice to see y'all.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
nice to
working
see you,
on
Whitney. Yes.
my camera, so just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, no worries.
Doesn't look like we have any students on yet, is that correct?
That is correct. I don't see any on yet.
Okay.
I remember Kelly mentioned we have 5 students signed up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, it looks like that is correct.
I cannot figure out how to get my background changed. It's like an ECU background.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think haven't used the Zoom for a while. This is a
I
Zoom,
know.
and when I signed up, I only see 2 options, either blur or
Yeah,
not blur.
same.
So,
Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. So mine will just be blurred.
okay. I didn't do
That's what I was trying to get mine too, and I could not. So I was like, I'm just gonna do blurred, but I'm still gonna work on it. Let's see.
Oh, yay. You have purple. How did you
How'd
do
you do
it?
that?
Okay, so I went to the video and the little arrow thing,
Uh-huh.
clicked adjust background and effects,
Okay.
and then where it says virtual background and it says none or blur, there's the little plus
I
on the
see
right
it now.
adds image, and so I just downloaded one of those like from the ECU website.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have to download it and then,
Yeah. I had one downloaded and I just couldn't figure out how to do it. So thank you.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
Yes. Okay.
huh.
I always am
Ah,
worried my ECU, the ECU looks backwards on your side, like on my side. So I was like, I'm always like, is the ECU backwards? But it's just a reflection.
yes. So,
Okay.
presentation.
I'll try it next time.
That's right. You are totally fine.
And was a reminder sent to students this morning, I'm assuming? They usually do. Hi, Molly, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
We are going to give people a few more minutes to get on, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, we still have 1 minute to go to 6. I'll remember turn off the audio when you present, so there's no noise. I don't know. Sometimes it happens. Mm.
Molly, where are you from?
I'm from Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay, nice. Well, welcome.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I was surprised actually in my class I'm teaching now. I have quite a few students. They're all from Virginia, okay, in that area.
And if y'all don't mind, as students, as you're logging in, if you could just put your name in the chat just so we could have your information, that would be helpful just so we can
Oh,
do
okay.
attendance.
Yeah. I don't know how to make my display name to be my full name. Maybe I can click here. Rename.
Yep,
Rename.
that's it. Okay, sis.
See? Yeah.
There you go.
Whitney, do you want to give people a few more minutes, or do we want to go ahead and get started?
I don't know, wait a little
Okay,
bit.
we can wait a few
Just
more minutes.
thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Okay.
think sometimes people start to log in at 6 and then it takes a little bit
Yeah.
time to get everything worked.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Interior Design and Merchandising Virtual Academic Night session. We are so happy that you're here to come and learn more about our majors. My name is Kelly Dill. I am the director of the College of Health and Human Performance Advising Center, but I'm also the advisor for our interior design and fashion merchandising majors as well. And we have a wonderful panel here with us tonight, so I will let them kind of go around and introduce themselves, and then we'll get started with a short presentation, and then we'll have a Q&A as well.
Okay, I'll start first. Hi, everyone, and nice to meet everyone, and welcome to the session. If you are, thinking about coming to ECU, our program. My name is Ren Chen. I'm one of the faculty teaching in the Department of Interior Design Merchandising. I teach both of the core class at DFM or some class which are merchandising. So that's very brief. Okay.
Hi, I'm Jesus Nieves. I'm a professor as well for the interior design side as well. I teach sometimes some of the merchandising classes. Nice to have you here and welcome.
And I'll say hello as well. My name is Whitney Belk. I am one of the admissions counselors in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. So I help students who are interested in learning more generally about ECU and then also walking students through the application and admissions process. So if you have any general questions about that, feel free to share those and I'm happy to help.
Well, we'll go ahead and get started with our quick presentation. And then, like I said, there'll be time for questions at the end. Feel free to drop questions in the chat and hopefully be able to cover everything today. So at ECU, our degree is a Bachelor of Science in Interior Design and Fashion Merchandising. Within the major, you can choose from 3 different concentrations. We have fashion merchandising, interiors merchandising, and then interior design. So we're kind of going to go over what each of those are tonight, and then kind of go from there. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is fashion merchandising. Our fashion merchandising degree covers all aspects of fashion in the industry. So working with designers, learning how to plan, develop, execute a product line. So our students in classes are going to learn how to work with designers. They're going to be knowledgeable about the design process, distribution, marketing. You learn about consumer behavior, global economics, quality analysis, all sorts of things. It's very multidimensional. The one thing that we do not teach is sewing. So our fashion merchandising degree is not sewing or clothing design, although we do have some students who are self-taught and will do that. But we do have a textiles class that Dr. Chen teaches, where you learn about textiles and materials and things like that. So currently we have 108 students that are enrolled in our program around the fashion merchandising concentration. So that allows us to have class sizes around 25 to 35 students in the major. Our faculty, as you'll see tonight, really do connect with students and want them to succeed. So having those smaller class sizes are really helpful in our faculty getting to know our students. We are affiliated with TAPAC, which is the Textile and Apparel Programs Accreditation Commission. Dr. Chan, do you want to talk more about that? Oh, you're muted.
Very briefly, it's an accreditation body to ensure education quality, and so our program is working to gain accreditation. We are in the end of the period to prepare documentation. It will be submitted October 2026, and then so that's the current status.
Okay, thank you. We also have partnered with industry experts like the National Retail Federation. We have a group of students who go to the big show, which is the NRF Expo, where they can network with industry professionals, submit their resumes, even do interviews on site there. So we have students who go there every year. Our curriculum is very dynamic. We have a group of alumni who are in industry, and they are always giving us feedback of what they are looking for with their recent graduates and their new hires. And so we adapt our curriculum to make sure you are prepared for industry and for job and marketing opportunities. And hands-on experiential learning, our college is very big on. We'll talk about that in a minute with internships and things like that. And then we also have specific scholarships for IDMR that you can apply for once you are a student here at ECU as well. So our program, and this is kind of general for all ECU programs as well, 120 credit hours minimum to be able to graduate from ECU. That's with any degree. Every degree has 40 hours of general education courses that you have to take, where it's like English, science, math, your social sciences. And then within our core classes, we have 52 hours, which is, we have major core classes, which each concentration takes the same classes. And then there's concentration courses where it differs from concentration and concentration. The fashion merchandising concentration does require a minor. You could do any minor you like. We leave it up to you. And I always tell students, make sure you do a minor that is going to complement your career goals when you get graduated. And you can see some of those common business minors on the side there. I also want to plug our MBA program. We have it's fast track MBA program, in where you can take some business minor classes and a few extra classes. And if you receive, I think it's a B- or higher in those classes, and you want to go on and get your MBA at ECU, you can waive out of some of your first year MBA classes. So if that's something you know you want to do early on, you could potentially get a 4-year degree with one of the merchandising concentrations and then your MBA all in span of 5 years, which is a really cool opportunity and a way to definitely save some time and become a little bit more efficient in getting some graduate school things out the way. So after graduation, these are some of our common career paths. We have, I want to bring Dr. Chin on. Can you speak a little bit more to specific career paths or, anyone, some of the most recent graduates and where they're working at now?
Yeah, actually, the list speaks quite a bit about that. We
Okay.
do have they started as assistant buyer or planner for the industry. It can be fashion or interior. Like I have a couple of students, they work with Shoe Carnival or another back room. I forgot the name even. I have quite a few students working that. If students are interested in visual merchandising, we also have a number of students work with Target and work with like a Crate and Barrel and as visual merchandising, but their title called a designer, like a furniture designer. Actually, they're responsible for furniture related item visual merchandising. And we also have a student who are like a stylist or they mentioned work with department stores. And another common like job nowadays is to work as the social media. Usually it's a including such as I have a student graduated recently working in the e-commerce copyright, like any product we put online, there has to be product information, how you write it up, or how you display them, etc. There are that aspect and uh, sales assistant is very common to get started. And one thing we tell students is to get started. Doesn't matter what kind of job. If you have a goal, once you get into the company, you work towards another goal, like to move up, change to different positions. Sometimes you cannot get exactly what you want at the very first job, but as long as you have that goal, you can always move around within the company or outside the company to reach to the ideal jobs. Yeah, that's very, very
I
brief.
know that in the past few years we've had a visual merchandiser at Gucci. Um, and then we've also had, I think, we have somebody working at Anthropology now in Pennsylvania. A couple of people who are at headquarters in Kohl's in New York. So our students get jobs and positions kind of all over the country, which is really nice. Um, so interiors merchandising, very similar to fashion merchandising, except it focuses more on the interiors and home decor aspect. It focuses on planning, design, and presentation of interior spaces. So you learn more about still consumer behavior and visual merchandising, but that's going to help you, especially if you're interested in doing home staging. I will say, the difference between a lot of students ask me, what's the difference between interiors merchandising and interior design? You'll see when we get to interior design. But essentially, I kind of describe it this way. If you watch any of those HGTV shows and you see Chip and Joanna. Joanna comes in with her iPad at the beginning of the show and she says, we're going to put a bathroom here. So we're going to have to redo the plumbing and, move this room here. And she's using all of that software. That is more interior design. When she comes in at the end and she's decorating and she has her own home decor line and she's staging the home, that is more interiors merchandising. Did I get that kind of right? That's kind of like the simplest terms that I try to use to explain to students, but you'll see what I mean when we get to the interior design uh, portion as well. So again, 120 credit hours. You have those same gen ed requirements and then those same core classes and then concentration courses, and a minor is required as well with this degree. Different careers you could have with um, as a with the interiors merchandising concentration. You could be, again, a home staging specialist, interior decorator, furniture, product designer. I have students who want to go into real estate, so they become real estate consultants and help, with the staging of homes on that aspect as well, or even a showroom manager or an exhibition designer. So with the both merchandising concentration, we do require 2 internships. So that goes back to our experiential learning philosophy. We really want students to be immersed into the industry. We want them to get that hands-on experience. It also helps with networking as well. We've had students who have been offered positions based on their internship or recommended for other positions based on their internship. Um, so your first internship, each internship is 200 hours. There is a class that you're registered for that's associated with it. You can do your internship in fall, spring, or summer. Um, and then the first internship is retail level. So a lot of our students will get like a part-time job as a sales associate or even a retail associate at a retail store, like a boutique or a Target or a Kohl's, or even at like a Crate and Barrel or a Pier 1. I have some students who are interning with UBE right now, which is a bookstore here in town, but they sell ECU merchandising for game day. So it is very open. And then the next internship is more management level. You do not have to have a manager position, but we do ask that you oversee or manage an aspect to kind of complete that managerial task, or you have a project that you take on. Let's go. So let's talk a little bit about interior design, and then at the end, I'll kind of wrap up with some of our other experiential learning besides the internships as well. So interior design specifically prepares students to sit for their NCIDQ exam to become licensed interior designers. So it prepares students to integrate aesthetics and technology to design interiors and spaces. We do residential, we do commercial design, and you're going to be using software like CAD, SketchUp, Revit, Chief Architect. You'll be able to take the shell of a building and completely furnish it with kitchen, bath, lighting, plumbing. And again, this helps you to sit for that NCIDQ exam to become a licensed interior designer. And that exam covers building systems, codes, construction standards, design applications. So we are accredited by CETA and the NASAD and also the National Kitchen and Bath Association as well. Sorry, I'm a little too fast. This concentration is competitive. So you do have to apply for the interior design concentration. So all students, regardless, start out as intended majors at ECU your freshman year. And you all start out on the interiors merchandising concentration. The curriculum in your freshman year for interiors merchandising and interior design is exactly the same. So your first year, you're taking interior design fundamentals, lecture and a studio lab, and then you're doing spring semester interior design fundamentals 2 lecture and studio lab. And at the end of that, at the end of your freshman year, you submit a portfolio for review and admission into the major. And that portfolio is what you've been working on in your class over the year. We accept 22 students each year. You do have to have a 2.5 GPA to be eligible to submit your portfolio, and then a B or higher in your IDSN classes. Professor Nieves, do you have anything to add about that process? I know you're teaching the fundamentals class. You kind of want to go over what you learned in that class?
Well, in the fundamentals class, most of the time, what we are going to teach you or what you're going to learn and experience, because I think that one of the most important things about the 3 programs that we have is that they focus in creative industries. So you have to understand how to start thinking about a creative individual and a creative professional. So it's part of that, understanding how to see the world as a designer, how to see spaces when you walk into space, how you're going to experience that space, and how you're going to start thinking about ideas that you're going to discuss with your client.
Thank you. So again, 120 hours, you do your 40 hours of gen eds, and then you have your core courses. We do not require a minor with this degree, but there are 17 hours of electives, so there certainly is room to do a minor if you wish to do so. I will note that the interior design curriculum is very prescriptive and sequenced. So we have fall and spring only classes, and they each build off of each other. So this degree is a minimum of 4 years, regardless if you have early college or dual enrollment credit coming in, just because of those sequencing. We do have some transfer students that can apply early or that we can accept right away, but they have to have had an interior design background and submit a portfolio and be accepted, the same as our other students. So again, it is a minimum of 4 years with that interior design track. The interiors merchandising and fashion merchandising concentration are a little more flexible if you're bringing in credit hours. So this is a sample of courses. We mentioned the fundamentals courses, but you're also learning about sustainable design. You do a kitchen and bath design class, color and lighting class, and then we also have professional practices and seminars. And you do also do one internship with the interior design concentration. And so this is just some pictures of some of the hands-on projects that our students will do. Our students do lighting sculptures. We have done student website designs in the past. That serves as kind of like your portfolio resume when you go out and start applying for jobs. And then we have themed projects for each class as well. So, for example, Dr. or Professor Nieves teaches our upper level classes. So one semester you get to design a condo in Miami. And then the next semester you may design a whole hotel interiors. What are some other projects that we do?
Well, we have worked in a couple of projects on the past semesters. The best thing is that the idea of the education and why it's built in blocks is that you have the opportunity to actually design multiple projects, and each one of the studios has a specific focus. When you get accepted, you get started with a residential project, and then you move into a hospitality project where you get to design a hotel. We are collaborating right now internationally with that hotel. And then next semester, you move into a healthcare project. The idea is that you have the skills to be able to design multiple spaces, and as well that you learn what you like, because at the end of the day, that is going to shape your career. And then you can dedicate yourself to just design hotels or just design residences or just design restaurants, etc.
Thank you. And we do, I just put this in here because we do focus on adaptive reuse and sustainable design with our projects, not just in interior design, but with fashion and interiors merchandising as well. So these are some of the past internship sites our students have done with interior design. So again, that internship you will not take until after your junior year, because with your internship, we actually want you to be working with some of those softwares and doing actual interior design so you can get feedback from your supervisor. Okay, so this is one of my favorite parts, talking about our experiential learning, because academics and classes are a really important part of college, but also the well-rounded experience that you get with some of the extra things outside of classes. So, excuse me. So we have quite a few, like I said, industry tools and industry materials that we've mentioned before, hands-on learning as well. This is a couple of pictures from some things that our students have done. So the picture with Megan Ruffino is actually one of our alum. He was a fashion merchandising major, and he actually styled her for her Sports Illustrated Person of the Year cover. He's a celebrity stylist, and I think he focuses on athletes. And then we also, the bottom picture, like I mentioned before, we go to the show in New York. We also go to the market in Atlanta. Our interior design students have gone to the National Kitchen and Bath Association conference each year. They met the Property Brothers one year, and that just kind of helps them learn about new trends that are coming out. Again, more about the buying experience with both the merchandising and the interior design degree, materials, those types of things. We also have study abroad. So if you're interested in study abroad, there are a couple of different avenues you could go with that. ECU does have traditional semester-long study abroads that you can do, but within departments like IDMR, we have themed summer study abroads. The neat thing about summer study abroads is that you don't have to go by yourself. You're going to go with a group of students from your major and one or two professors, and they will be leading the trip. You're not in a traditional classroom while you're there. You're doing site visits, and you often get to go to multiple countries. And the great thing about, I know somebody here is from Virginia, if you do summer study abroad, and you pay in-state tuition on those summer study abroad classes as an out-of-state student. I'm gonna ask Professor Nieves again because he went on the study abroad trip this past summer. Can you tell us like what y'all did and a little bit more about it and where you went?
Well, sorry for my neighbor's dog,
It's
but
okay.
we went this year to Milan and as well to Prague. I had the opportunity to join Professor Alexander from interior merchandising side and fashion merchandising side. It was a merchandising trip, but as well we had the opportunity as we worked together to show the students the relationship not just on fashion and merchandising and retail design, but as well on architecture, interior design. It is a great experience because the more that you see and the more that you travel and know other perspectives, the more that you get interested and that your work is going to grow more.
Thank you. And I know he said they went to Milan and Prague this past year. In more recent years, I think one of those pictures is from Morocco, and they went to Spain one year as well. So it changes every year.
Yes, this
I guess
next year, I think that we are going to have one to Spain as
uh,
well, to Barcelona, and as well, we try to make experiences for both interiors and as well fashion. So you are going to have that as well, or professional practice is going to take a shift as well, and we are going to have company visits, and you're going to have other people. So the experience is very hands-on on the interior design and as well interior merchandising. And I know for sure that on the fashion merchandising side, it is as well.
And again, I've already mentioned our advisory boards that we have that kind of help guide our curriculum, but they also give us feedback as well. And they provide feedback for our students. Like we have very influential industry leaders, and they offered last year to do an interview assessment for some of our students. So our students got to come in, do a practice interview, and our advisory board gave them feedback. So that was a really cool opportunity for them as well. So now I am going to try to figure out how to stop sharing, and we will turn it over to questions. Brooke or Molly, do you guys have any questions for us about either program or either concentration? Oh, sorry, Professor Nevis, did you have something?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
was just opening my phone,
Okay.
my microphone so you can hear me and I can answer questions.
Okay.
I have a question about the internships. So, I noticed that it was like two required internships, I think um I'm just curious because there was two for one of the like I think it was fashion merchandising and then one for interior design. So would that be three in total or like just separate based on like the concentration?
They're separate based on the concentration. So if you do the fashion and merchandising concentration, the two internships required. Same with interiors merchandising. If you get into the interior design concentration, you just do the one internship.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you guys interested, Brooke and Molly, into interior design, into fashion merchandising? What brought you here? I want to hear a little bit more from you.
I'm interested in interior design. So I did interior design like classes, all the classes that were offered at my school. It was just two interior design classes, and I really enjoyed it, and I like being creative and all that. So I just think it would be like a good fit, like career for me.
So I'm going to put here my email as well, but you can copy me and copy Kelly because, as I mentioned, for students that already have some experience on art or design, we can see the work that you have created, and maybe we can create a path for you in terms of some classes that is going to allow you to maybe jump in the fundamentals part or like get a portfolio. The idea of the fundamentals class is to develop a portfolio for you, and that as well you have a little bit of an idea of what you're going to face when you're on interior design or interior merchandising as well.
Okay.
And
Thank
how about you, Molly?
I was also interested in interior design, and I also took design classes at my school, and I just like got really interested in that and like all the art classes. So yeah.
So as I mentioned, if you guys are interested on interior design, and I can even show a little bit of now that they are, I had a little bit of the work of the students that I can maybe show to you as well. Some of our students have competed internationally and nationally, and they have won awards as well. So I think that I don't know if you are from the area. You're from North Carolina, or from where are you from?
I'm from Virginia.
Okay,
I'm
and
from North Carolina.
okay. So I think that in the area we are like kind of like growing more in the department, and I think that is exciting for you like as well to see. Let me just see here. I'm more familiar with Teams, but I think that here I can share. It's right here. It's a green. So let me just share my entire screen. They're going to see everything, but for example, this is one of the last uh, projects of the semester. The student had the opportunity to work in in the design of a hotel in Dominican Republic. They worked actually with the professor as well in Dominican Republic. They had opportunities to interact with the students abroad as well in some classes online, and they did an study of the place. They developed all floor plans. They did an analysis of other projects, and they designed every single like the rooms, the experience. One of the main things that is important is that as an interior designer, you need to be a storyteller. So how you create a story and how you tell that story through spaces is extremely important as well. This is a little bit of the final presentation. It is very long because they were the entire semester working on this. All the different rooms, the material selection. And then over here, I had a small selection of the work that they did on the competition that was only on 6 weeks. They did this. I put together, they did boards and they did more, but I selected some of the best photos, and they created this space. It is inspired in the color of the year last year. That was Rumors, that is almost this burgundy color. And Brittany created this wine bar, and it was a wine cellar and bar. So she developed all of these spaces thinking about how the wines were developed. And this is another of the hotels of last year. This is by Kaylee Davenport, and this is some of the photos and images of that. So as you see, we are very strong in creating concepts and stories that are going to develop your projects. So each one of the projects is different on itself, and the idea is for you to develop your own ideas and for you to be creative and for you to grow as well. In terms of other things regarding, we are going to have study abroad trips as well, and we are going to have company visits. We are working as well with ITSO, that is the Interior Design Student Organization, into getting company visits in New York. As well, they are going to Las Vegas. So there's many different plans. And if you already are familiar with interior design and you want to maybe connect with me and with Kelly into seeing what you have worked so far, and we can maybe create a plan and review your work, I will be glad to do that.
Whitney, do you want to go over some deadlines and for admissions and things like that?
Absolutely. So, again, I am over in the undergraduate admissions office, and so get to work with students on the front end as they are applying and going through all of the admissions process side of things. So, Brooke and Molly, what grade are y'all in this year? Are y'all seniors this year?
I'm a senior this year, yeah.
Okay.
I'm also a senior.
Okay, awesome, perfect. So y'all are kind of probably in the midst of the college application process right now. So that is kind of where I come into play. So with the application process, we are provide the opportunity for students to apply a variety of different ways to the university. Students can apply through the common application. You can apply on our website, and then North Carolina students can also apply via CFNC as well. So we do not have a preference on how students apply for general admission to the university. It is totally up to you on how you want to do that. With your application, we do require an essay, and then there is a $75 application fee as a part of the process. But I do want to plug that we are hosting a free application week next week. So September 22nd through the 26th, if you apply through our website, that way, or through CFNC for North Carolina residents. But since we have a variety of in-state, out-of-state, if you apply through our website next week, September 22nd through the 26th, we will be waiving that application fee. In addition to those things, the application, the essay, and application fee, we do require your official high school transcript, where we will be looking for, obviously, your high school performance. We will be looking at your GPA as far as trends and rigor of courses that you've taken and how those are represented throughout your high school experience. And then if students have above a 2.8 weighted GPA, test scores are optional as far as SAT and ACT, but if students do have below that, then they are required as a part of the application and admissions process. We are all rolling admissions, so we are actually in the process of reviewing and releasing admissions decisions at this time already for fall 2026. So again, rolling admission. So once we get your application and all of your supplemental materials, we will go ahead and get you your admissions decision as soon as we can. With that being said, while we're rolling admission, we do have a few kind of what I consider like priority deadlines coming up over the next month or so. So if students are interested in being eligible and applying to our honors college, that is kind of the first deadline that's coming up. So if students are interested, again, in applying for that, you need to submit your application and your materials by October 15th. So that's kind of the big one first that's coming up. Again, plug just for the honors college, if you were interested in having, really kind of living and learning amongst students who are also, looking for a community to be a part of, and you've done really well in high school, that's a great opportunity to get plugged in. Another great way to receive scholarships is through the honors college as well. So that's a huge plug for that, and really providing students, really kind of taking their academic experience to the next level. So I would encourage you to go ahead and apply by October 15th, just so you can be eligible to apply if you're interested. Again, you don't have to apply, but October 15th. And then the next deadline kind of after that is our December 15th deadline in order to be eligible for university scholarships. I do like to share that at ECU with scholarships, we do not have any automatic awarding as a part of our admissions process. So that is something that all of our scholarships, you'll be required to apply for those separately after you've been admitted to the university. So the earlier you apply and you're admitted, the earlier you can go ahead and submit that supplemental scholarship application, which all of those details will be in your acceptance letter if you're admitted to the university. So if you have any general questions about admissions, I'm going to put my email in the chat as well. Again, we really appreciate you all coming, and I just appreciate that you're all here, and I'm going to put my email in the chat, and I'll pass it back over to Kelly.
Thanks. Yeah, I would recommend if you have time next week during free application week, apply. Because the Honors College, being eligible for the Honors College is a really amazing program at ECU. I cannot remember the amount of the scholarship off the bat for general, but
It's
I know there's
15,000
okay.
students, and then they're also eligibility for our Brinkley Lane Scholars, which
Yes.
is a full coverage of tuition and fees, room and board. You get a study abroad stipend, really kind of full coverage of cost and attendance. So I always tell students, put your name out there in the first, round for that. So then, because then, that deadline comes up pretty quickly senior year.
Thank you. Do you guys have any other questions?
I don't think I do.
Okay, no. Awesome. Well, if you do, please email us, and I will follow up with you with some extra materials that I will kind of go over what Whitney said about some application deadlines, just so you have that written down. I'm also going to provide you with our 4-year plan and a couple of other things within IDMR just to kind of have, and then you'll have my email address as well, so we can communicate if you have any questions. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much. And thank you to our wonderful panel. I really appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you
Yeah.
for your presentation.
Don't hesitate to email us if you need or if you have any questions.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Everyone,
you.
good night.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Mhm.